going to talk about a few lessons that I've learned over this journey, this path that I've been on. What have I learned that really stuck out and is helping me just heal and grow and learn and understand who we are, where we are, how we are. One of the first things is that our breath is the anchor. When I'm facing a really strong emotion like anxiety, which is something that I grew up with like hella bad, but it's helped me with facing a sort of feeling of attack or extreme uncomfort is just to slow down, pause my environment, and just take a breath of air deep into my nose. I didn't know this when I was growing up. No one taught me this and probably didn't teach you this. Once you take a deep breath, it just takes you back to this place inside of you. It's really hard to describe, but it's back in us, the home of our body, away from noise and distraction, activities, or anything outside of your body and soul, which can be very noisy and stimulating out there. Breath helps me when I focus on it as it goes inside of my nose. It helps me to recenter and understand that I'm here and it's now, and everything that's happening outside of this breath and outside of this body, I don't have control over, and it's not something that I have to be afraid of. It helps me to remember that I am doing the best that I can, and it's just one step at a time, one breath at a time. So even though I'm learning how to come back to my breath and allow myself to be here, sometimes I still do get distressed and sometimes I still do get distracted. So here are a few ways to help you really understand how to get to the breath, because actually I found this out through one of my best friends. She was always telling me that I should focus on my breath, and I never really understood what the hell she meant. I didn't understand how to do it or what it actually felt like, and it really just takes practice and remembering to do it. What's helped me is just becoming aware that life doesn't have to be at a fast pace. Life doesn't have to be rushed. We don't have to rush to places and go fast and have anxious movement. We can just take it step by step, day by day. This has actually helped me unlearn this fast-paced motion of being in a rush, being in a hurry, heading to nowhere fast. Whenever you get angry or upset or a high emotion is coming to you, like anxiety or stress or emergency has just happened, just stopping everything and taking a moment to just take a very, very, very deep breath inside of your nose will help you calm down your nervous system. The second lesson is that you are the teacher. I am the teacher, but you're your own teacher and I'm my own teacher. In many stories, you'll see a young person going ahead and looking for their guru, looking for their master, someone to teach them. They'll travel far and wide. They'll catch a train to the nearest country to find this monk to teach them, or they need to find the best artist to show them the way, or anything like that. And so this is beautiful and this is true. Having that mentor, having that guide can really help guide you. Funny story is that when I was actually 15, I went through my first breakup, and as you know, first breakups for some reason they're just really dramatic. You don't know how to cope. And so I had my first one when I was 15. There was a Buddhist temple, monastery not too far from where I live, so I caught an Uber and I went. And I met this monk and I was like, show me the way to healing. I was like, yeah, I'm going to become a monk. I don't want to live this teenage life anymore. What do I have to do? And he was like, you're a girl, you can't be a monk, sorry, but here, let me show you this prayer. Thanks. So that was kind of the end of that like spiritual point there, until years later, after I like reconnected and things like that. And it led me down on a path of Buddhism as well as Taoism and mainly Toltec. A few years have passed and I kind of let go of like that whole spiritual journey until I met someone and kind of like re-sparked this inspiration of remembering who I am, and just like this whole process of growing and learning. What I'm learning now and what I ultimately learned is that learning is just through us. You just gotta go through it, experience it hands-on, read the books yourself, go to the places yourself, and have your point of view as a foundation. So it's a lot of self-reflection, asking your own questions, finding the answers, and experiencing, changing, healing, letting go, adding, and becoming all that's within you. All that's in you is what's holding the secrets. It's all inside. The wisdom that we're getting from this book. I don't know if you ever read like some sort of ancient text or maybe something biblical or Hinduism, something like that. You may have read it and been like, I feel like I know this. And I'm just like, you know? It's like when you read certain like sacred texts, it just feels like you're almost doing a review of something you knew many lifetimes ago. So it is good and important to learn from others, but it's also important to learn from yourself and push yourself to have experiences and to teach yourself and to really look inside and reflect on who you are, where you want to go, who you want to be. Look at your beliefs, look at your past, look at your inner child, your shadow, look at your heart, look at your energy. Just take a look and you will see some stuff. Third thing that I learned is that freedom is everything. Freedom is just who we are at our core. We're just these free beings. We're meant to learn and explore and grow. And being in this one way of life, this one way of living, one belief system, one culture setting, it's really limiting you to the possibilities that were given to us. Every creature, every plant and animal are here to guide us and teach us and show us a way and show us on our path. And they all have these messages that come and lead us to this path of freedom. Just being in aligned with who you are can lead us to this free state of being. To be able to be free, you have to be free with your location, free with your time, free financially. And me, one of my goals is to just be free physically and mentally. So for mentally, I mean escaping my thoughts, these thoughts that we have repeatedly, almost like a habit, and being more in control in that sense. Then free physically is not having to stay in one city, not having to stay in one office setting. I don't want to be tied down and have to be somewhere at a certain time and told what to do with my schedule. I want to be able to go out on the go if there's like a healing event or an emergency or a cool thing that randomly pops up, this one-time healing session or a trip that someone randomly wants to go to. I want to be on the go whenever I can, how I can, whenever I want, so I can be open to experiencing and learning these new ways of life that are ultimately going to help me continue along my path and continue along this journey that I'm taking. Freedom is less restrictions, and freedom of the mind is also me getting rid of that anxiety that I had really bad, and just freeing myself from fear, the fear of being uncomfortable, the fear of talking to people, the fear of being myself. So freeing yourself from fear is a freedom. Freeing yourself from hate is a freedom. On my trip, I seen how easy it was to live life nomadically, how travel doesn't have to be expensive, and not everyone requires a home to go to. The earth is here for all of us, not just one country, state, and city. Outside of this physical freedom of our mental state, emotions, one way of suffering is through our beliefs, expectations, and attachment. They hold us to these wants and desires and this reality that we create from ourselves. Learning to heal my inner child and to forgive and release trauma has helped me free myself from belief systems that weren't serving me and holding me back and ruining and hurting my own life. And the last lesson is that letting go is more about forgiveness than it is about ignoring the past. So a lot of times, people believe that they've let go, and I believe that I've let go just by you bring up someone's name, boop, not engaging, deleting all these pictures, deleting this, deleting that, ignoring this. But really, that situation, person, place, or thing, or animal, environment is still in your mind, still in your heart. Pushing something away and resisting is not going to let go. You need to sit with these feelings and these thoughts. Let yourself get super angry, let yourself get super mad, and just feel that feeling as long as you need to, because the more resistance, the stronger it gets. So after you feel that feeling, trying to forgive and forgive and forgive and forgive. And this has a lot to do also with yourself. Maybe you've done something that keeps coming up and it's like you're ashamed or you're embarrassed or you're regretful, or maybe you did something that was super embarrassing and you're always thinking about it. Forgiving and allowing yourself to have experienced that or have done that or have seen that or witnessed that is going to help a lot more than pushing things to the back. that was some of the few and amazing lessons that I've learned on my spiritual path. And like I've said before, I feel like everyone's spiritual, everyone's a spiritual being. We all have like the soul in us. These are lessons that shifted in my life when my life changed to more connecting to my spirit, connecting to my innerness. And so these lessons helped me a lot, and I hope they help you. If you like this video, go ahead and share with your friends. Tell me what you thought about it. Maybe even hit the like button. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.